Okay, now what we have right now is a simple kind of data. We have some invoices for the creditors, that means suppliers analysis. We have some invoices, we have purchased some material, and we are due to pay them on this date. But until now, we have some open balances which is still not paid. So we have to categorize it not by completed months now, but by days past. Okay, so 0 to 30 days, 31 to 60 days, 61 to 90 days, 91 to 120 days, 121 to 150, and older. Now, in order to make this analysis, this is a little bit different. What it does is, this is a live aging. That means it will see on what date you are right now, and whenever you open the file after 3 months even, it will show the updated aging report. That means if you open the same report and the balances are still due, all the balances, and before it was 0 to 30 days, if you open it 2 further months, it should show up here if the balances is still due. So it will do that automatically for you, as it will be using the system date to analyze on which date you are. It will compare it with the due date and show the days past and automatically categorizes it. Okay, now to get started, we need to calculate how much days have passed since the due date. We need to compare it with the today's date. So the formula will be equals to today. What that does is, just don't refer to anything, just hit enter. What it does, it will show up the exact date on your system. Mine is 7th May 2016. If I open this again and minus sign, from today's date I have to less this date's due and change the format to general, so I can notice that I have 70 days passed since this invoice was due. So double click and drag, and there you have it, all the analysis. Now I need to categorize that wherever it falls between 61 to 90 days, it should show up automatically here. But why I have kept this separated, 0 to 30 days? Why I have not written something like 0 to 30 days? That's because we have to check the upper limit and the lower limit by our formula. What will be the formula? Okay, let me give you a hint. I need to check that if the days passed is greater than 61 and less than or equals to 90, then open balances should show up here. Yes, if. But how we will apply this? Equals to if this cell is greater than or equals to 0, and since we have two logics, we need to put and behind this. That means days passed should be greater or equals to 0, and logic 2 is days passed should be less or equals to 30. If both of the conditions satisfies, I need to close the bracket first, then show the open balance, otherwise show nil or show dash. Hit enter and hit enter. If I change the date to 29, for example, my formula is showing the correct answers. Now hit Control Z, and then we will decide the absolute and relative referencing. That means when I drag this formula towards right, what should move? Now in this scenario, the columns should move as it is calculating the limit 0 to 30 days. In the next cell, it should automatically change the limit from 31 to 60 days. The column should move, but the row should not move. It should not come down. So E1, the reference will be row is fixed and column is movable. And E2, same reference, row should be fixed and column should be movable. And this thing is inverse to it. Here the rows should move according to every transaction. The days passed should move, but the column should not change its values. So all the references which you have in the transactions is row is free, column is fixed. Column is fixed, column is fixed, and column is fixed. Since this is C3, what is C3? This one. Okay, and if we hit enter, I can see the analysis, and then I drag it towards right and double click to send it down, and you have all the analysis. Now what to do in the older column? If the date is beyond or greater than 180 days, then it should show the open balance here, otherwise show nothing. So equals to if the days passed is greater than 180 days, and 180 days will be fixed, fully fixed, because it should not change in any case. Then show the open balances, otherwise show nil or show dashes. Sorry, I have to make the correction. Inverted commas close and bracket close, enter, and double click to set it down. And there I have 202 days passed. It should show up here. So the total of my open balances is 24,78,312. If I make the analysis, after analysis should show the exact value. So I will go on the top, 24,78,312. So that's the simplest age debtor analysis that can be calculated according to days. You need to calculate the today's date and minus that date with the due date. So you will get the days passed, and then use the days passed to make the analysis. That will automatically change. If I change this date from, let's say I'm on 7th May 2016, if I change the date in 23rd June, okay, and press OK, and if I press F9 to refresh,